What's up, babies? I just want to come talk really quick, just about something that happened, in my job recently, a few days ago, and it trying to just kind of goes around everything that I talk about, that I believe in, about my brand and everything else, even down to what my fucking Instagram being disabled. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about it because it was a big deal to me. So, other than at my place of work, okay, there was a little girl with her, what I believe was most likely her mother. But she had on a dress, and maybe Max, she was 7 years old, right? So Max, she was seven, a little girl in a dress, and they're in line. They're waiting to be checked out. It's a grown man in front of the mother and her daughter, and the little girl. It's a little girl, so of course she's energetic. Um, she's jumping up and down, um, whatever. So I guess her dress is a little big. So her dress is like falling below her nipple when she's jumping up and down and things like that. But again, this is a young girl. This is a 7-year old little girl. So let's get to the part that I actually want to talk about a bit. The grown man in front of the woman and little girl, he turns around. He's telling the mother how. Well, first he doesn't say anything to mother first. He talks to the little girl. He's telling her how she needs to pull up her dress. He's telling the mother, how the little girl needs to make sure her dress stays up and whatever. So this little girl goes from being, happy and energetic to now nervous about her fucking outfit and if she's showing too much as a 7-year old little girl, right? So at one point, after he leaves, I'm checking out the mother and the little girl. And I'm kind of looking off at one point as they're paying. And I guess the little girl thought I was looking like directly at her, but I was kind of looking past her in my head. Anyways, I see her like pull up her dress and she's holding her dress up because I guess now she's nervous after being told like it's inappropriate and things like that. So I want to ask y'all who is responsible? Who is responsible at this point when we have a young girl simply in her dress, just having a good time, just laughing, um, jumping up and down, energetic like young kids are, quite frankly. Um, for this little girl to not have to be concerned about what the fuck she having on, being inappropriate as a young girl, I don't like that at all. I mean, it is wildly frustrating to me. I feel like as a grown man, the moment you see a little girl's nipple out of her goddamn dress, it's not even a titty there, right? It's not even a boob there. It's no meat, no nothing. It's literally just a nipple. So this is just a little girl. The fact that this grown man is even looking at her and that's what he's visualizing in the first place, I feel like that's what needs to be talked about. Again, this whole thing, this whole stigma around women having to be afraid of their bodies is crazy, and that is exactly why women never get to know their bodies, why they never feel comfortable in their skin, why they feel like if they put something on, whether they feel good in it or not, if it's showing this skin or showing skin in certain places, then that, you know, makes them a little hoe, a little slut, whatever, that is inappropriate, and they have to be concerned. And it starts at that age, quite frankly, when you have a grown man in the store that you don't even know. You just wish your mama having a good time, and your mama hasn't said nothing to you. Your mama ain't said nothing to you. She just, y'all just here getting your groceries and shit like that. But your mama hasn't said nothing to you. But some random grown man in the store is now telling you that you are being inappropriate, and you are showing and exposing yourself at 6, max 7 years old. And now instead of laughing and giggling and having a good time like you were, now you're spending all your time holding up your dress, like just holding it up, trying to make sure your nipples don't fall out. And this is, like I was saying, the stigma that gets put on women from day one. And that's what I want to be let go. I don't think it's fair at all for that little girl to have to be stressed out about her nipple falling out of her dress when she's a little girl. This girl is jumping up and down like the to any of you who were also on my other Conscious Mary, just the Conscious Mary without the J on the end. Before I was disabled, y'all see everything that I talk about, everything that I go around talking about, body love and just confidence and consciousness and just healing and growing and evolving, this whole set of things you're having to do. And to be a young girl and now you have to be afraid of your nipple showing, like, this is what's being put on you early, that it isn't okay for you to be showing your body or loving your body or just quite frankly having a good time if it's bothering somebody else. This is, like I was saying, this is a young girl jumping around. Now she can't even be comfortable, just having fun, having a good time, because now she has to be worried and concerned about whether she's embarrassing herself or her mother, so on and so forth. So in this situation, I know in my head, you have to stay quiet and everything. I can't get to run my mouth like I really want to until that grown man. Why is it that when you're turning around and you're seeing a little girl laughing and her dress is falling down a little bit, that the first thing you think of is, oh my God, she's showing herself. The way I talked about on my old Instagram, for those of you who already know, one of the first things when I first started up was nudity does not have to be sexual. It is not sexual. It is about me, quite frankly. I can pick or choose whether it's going to be sexual or not, but just because I'm naked doesn't mean what I'm here to fuck you. It doesn't mean I'm here to turn you on. Me being nude and being comfortable in my body doesn't have anything, quite frankly, to do with those around me. It doesn't have anything, quite frankly, to do with those around me. This is all about me. This is all about me and me getting to know my body, me loving my body, me accepting my body, me understanding my body, to the point where even when I finally decide to be with someone else, that I know what I want, that I know what I'm expecting, that I know what to ask them to give me. You know what I mean? I'm not lost, and I'm not just accepting any old, just any old type of treatment, down to intimacy and everything. I'm not just accepting any old thing because I never really figured out what I liked and what I didn't. So nudity, you being naked and you being in your skin, is not constantly sexual. And for those who are seeing it as consistently sexual and can't look past it, that is a trauma that has to be dealt with on your end. Because like I was saying, for a grown man to turn around and look at a little girl in line who's just laughing and enjoying herself, and the first thing that pops up in his head to say is for her to pull up her dress because it's inappropriate, this, that, and the other, that's quite frankly showing. I mean, we know what kind of porn you typing in. I'm not going to get into that right the fuck now too much. But again, it just shows where your headspace is. It shows where your headspace is. This little girl's a little girl. She ain't thinking about sex. I can guarantee you that. She didn't even know what that is. Now she's nervous. Now she's thinking it's her fault. That somebody done turned and said something to her and things like that. And people don't realize it, but these are the little traumas that create big traumas at the end of the day, that make it so as she grows up and whatnot, she is constantly checking her outfit and looking down to make sure she's not showing too much. This is something that pops up in her head as something to recollect on, look back on, and just kind of not really make her own decisions because of a decision that was made for her when she was a child. When she was a child, about something that she had no interest in the first place, and she was just being a child. But now she has that trauma of someone telling her that the way she was looking, the way she was dressing, whatever, was not supposed to be done that way. And so now she's going to have to go through a whole process in order to even feel comfortable with doing this type of thing again, with letting her dress fall below her nipple again. She's going to have to go through a whole process of it. She's going to have to, some journaling and some meditation and shit like that about why she's so uncomfortable with showing herself and showing her body and things like that. So this was just something I wanted to speak on, um, just when it comes to women and their bodies, down to what my conscious mirror. I was only at 3,000 something followers. I know plenty of people who have way more followers. And a man can take his shirt off and have his shirt off in a picture, and it's not the end of the world. On my conscious mirror, I wasn't even busting it open or nothing like that. I was genuinely talking about the deep aspects of our bodies and loving our bodies and loving ourselves. But regardless, it was intimidating. It was intimidating. It was, I think I put this up as a caption under one of the pictures under this conscious Mary J, about how a woman being confident in her skin and her body, knowing who she is, where she wants to go, is a threat to this society and this conformity, to these people and their sheep-like attitudes, to where they just are told something and they do it. To a woman who is like, look, this is my body, I love my body, yes, I come with tummy, yes, I come with thighs, yes, my booty come with cellulite, I still like it, I still love it, I'm still going to use it to my advantage. Quite frankly, is a huge threat. It's a huge step into consciousness and awakening when we talk about guys and a different type of guys. And like I said, that's a long topic that I can't get all into right now, but just really learning yourself and your power and taking your power back, and realizing, you know what, this is my power. This shit does belong to me. I will use this shit the way I'm supposed to use this shit, the way I want to use this shit, the way I deserve to use this shit. So, I guess that about wraps up what I was saying. Now I'm having to start kind of all over with this conscious marrying or whatever, but I know it's an excellent thing. It's something that so many people need, so many women need. I love doing it. It brings me extra income in, and it's something I genuinely love doing. It's in such alignment with me as someone who grew up not loving themselves and their body. You can't turn me away from that now. You can't turn me away from that now. And I have just been told so many good things from so many people about the inspiration I give them, the help I give them. The last program I had even did, that bitch, before my page was taken the fuck away. But where we got into loving our bodies and loving ourselves, and the process to that, and how you can make money from it, how you can profit off of it, how can you become abundant from it in multiple ways, in all streams, right? So we're going to get back into all those things, but I guess what the main thing is, don't allow yourself to be controlled by others. I know a lot of us, we have grown up with that trauma, and I want us to look into some of those situations ourselves. Did you ever have somebody say to you, oh, why do you have that on? That's inappropriate. It's too much skin. Is that partially the reason why you're scared to show your body, why you feel like you're not allowed to show your body? And just think about these little things. If you have kids, be aware of the things you're saying and doing to them. How are you making them feel about their bodies, about themselves? Are you making them feel like they are open to discovering themselves the way they really want to? Or are we still going on old stigmas? Are we running in circles? Are we repeating cycles? So these are all things we need to be thinking about. These are huge deals. A little girl should be able to be excited and jump up and down and her nipple fall out of her fucking dress, and she's 7 years old, and it'd be perfectly fine. Hell, a grown woman should be able to do it and it'd be perfectly fine, but we know that ain't gonna happen right here, right now, right the fuck away. But with a little girl, She should not have to be under that kind of sexual pressure when it's not even close to what was in her head. She was just enjoying herself. So, all right, you guys, y'all. I'll be putting this up. Like it. Make sure y'all shouting me out, telling everybody to come back and find me again. Follow this page. Follow my Color Me Nude. Follow my other social media and stuff like that. Instagram is real strict with women loving themselves, and even showing any parts of their bodies. Because I had, like I said, stopped showing nipples and all that. Was always covering myself up, and I still ended up being disabled. So between people who can't figure out how to love themselves and they hating on you and they reporting on you, and then just Instagram being Instagram, and these motherfuckers, that being a whole thing with you not being allowed to really express yourself the way you desire on Instagram. Y'all follow all my social media so we can stay in contact, because I have a lot of great things coming for you all, regardless of having to start over on Instagram or not. I know my fans, my supporters, I know y'all are here for me. So I have a lot of excellent things coming. I had just did 3 shoots last the fuck week. So yeah, I have a lot of great things coming. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all look out. I'm gonna be creating more videos and stuff like that, because I really want to be talking about all the conscious and spirituality and all the awakening and stuff that we should also be doing during this time. I know it's a lot of chaos and stuff going on right now, but I just want to talk about controlling the chaos within our own life. It's almost what this is kind of teaching me at this moment. So I'll be making more videos, etc., etc. But that's all for this one. I ain't gonna keep talking y'all ear off. I'll see y'all soon, y'all.